All right. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, it looks like this might be a quick meeting, but let's call the meeting to order on June 24th, 2021. Welcome to the Planning Commission meeting. This is a special meeting and is being conducted utilizing teleconferencing and electronic means consistent with State of California Executive Order number 29-20 dated March 17th, 2020. We are conducting the meeting using the Zoom platform and streaming it live on the city website and broadcasting on Comcast Channel 15, as well as via the city YouTube channel. Public members had the opportunity to submit emails to city staff. A report of all written comments was distributed to Planning Commission members via email and posted to the city's website under documents received after published agenda. And with that, may we get a roll call, please, Ms. Chan?
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone. Commissioner Ali Sullivan.
Good evening, present.
Commissioner Bonilla.
Present, thank you.
Commissioner Goldstein.
Present.
Commissioner Mendel.
Here.
Commissioner Okenda.
Here.
Commissioner Stevens.
Here.
Chair Roche.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I know it's going to be a quick meeting, but we're going to go ahead and open public comments and see if we have people waiting to make a comment on anything this evening. The public comments section provides an opportunity to address the Planning Commission on items not listed on the agenda. The Planning Commission welcomes your comments and requests that speakers present their remarks in a respectful manner. Speakers wishing to address the Planning Commission should limit their comments to 3 minutes. And now I will ask Ms. Chan to moderate the public comment portion of the meeting. And at the end of the public comments, we will address any questions that come up. Ms. Chan.
Thank you, Chair. If you wish to speak and you're using the Zoom application, please click the raise hand button. If you are dialing in, press *9 to raise your hand on the phone and use *6 to unmute yourself when called to speak. If you are streaming the meeting through Zoom on your computer, but dialing in via phone, please mute yourself so that there is no feedback sound during the meeting. If there is disruptive feedback or excessive noise during the meeting, your audio will be disabled. Chair, we have 2 attendees, and so far no one has raised their hand.
Okay, yep, I saw the same thing you did. So I think, yeah, it looks like people are just listening in this evening. I'll wait just 1 minute. If any of the attendees online would like to raise their hand, please do so now. All right, Ms. Chan, I see one, if you want to.
We have one. Okay. Colin, please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Just to be clear, this is for the only agenda item. Is that all right for me to speak now, or should I wait until the time comes for the agenda item?
No, I think you better, well, that's a good question. So it turns out the agenda item is going to be continued to another date. So I guess I need to ask staff, should we accept these comments as public comments now or ask them to come back when the agenda item comes up? This is a question for Jeremy or Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's fine if you, go ahead, Joe. Did you want to respond?
Yeah, I was going to say it would be better if they call back during the meeting when this item is actually going to be called so that all the comments can be received by the Planning Commission at once.
Okay, then I yield the remainder of my time.
All right, sorry about that. Thank you for checking in this evening.
That was the only person, Chair.
Yeah, and I think that, probably we're waiting for an agenda item that isn't going to come up this evening. So I will go ahead and close.
You muted yourself. There.
Sorry, guys. Thank you. I'll go ahead and close the public comment section. And let's move on to the first agenda item that has, I think there's a request from the applicant to continue this item to July 22nd, is my understanding. And Jeremy, do we just all agree on this? Do we vote on it? How do we officially move this to July 22nd?
It would be great if the commission could formally continue the item.
Okay, by vote?
Yeah, that's
or
fine.
Just a voice?
Voice would be fine.
Great. Okay, so I think everyone received the email today that there was a request from the applicant to continue this item to July 22nd. So to the commissioners, is everybody on board with this evening? Everybody approves of that? Okay, let's see. It looks like I have shows of hands from everybody, nods of head. Okay, I don't see any. I have one comment from Commissioner Ali Sullivan.
Thank you, Chair Roche. Jeremy, just very quickly, should we expect significant or substantive changes to the material in a month from now, or is it minor? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, good question. I'm not really in a position to elaborate too much on that. I do know that the applicant is working collaboratively with the city through some of conditions that were added related to some of the potential traffic improvements. And so I think we wanted to have an opportunity to kind of work collaboratively with them before we brought the project back before the commission.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And Commissioner Okenda, you also had a question?
Yes. I wanted to ask how the applicant and the city, this is something I wanted to bring up around this item, and maybe in the next month, it would be helpful to ask this question now for you guys to be thinking about it, since this is probably going to since this is getting continued. And that question is just how has this project involved the school district, and like how has the school board been reached out to or connected with on talking about this project in the ways that it is obviously of interest to the.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I can't answer that tonight, but I do think if the item's getting postponed, then there probably should be limited discussion on that this evening. But when it comes back, if you have, when the agenda gets posted again, or you have specific questions that you would like me to forward to the project planner, I can certainly do that. And then we can be prepared to respond to those questions prior to the meeting.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, and it sounds like since we have a lot of time to look back at it, that any questions ahead of time, it sounds like to staff will be appreciated. So it looks like the commissioners have unanimously agreed to continue this item to July 22nd. I'm sorry, Commissioner Mendel. I didn't see her. I thought your hand was still up from the agreeing to.
No, so.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So I just want to ask Mr. Brick, it's my understanding that in order to continue this, we do need a formal motion and a formal vote, especially if we want to avoid having to renotice, the entire meeting again in the newspaper, et cetera, et cetera. And so if we're going to skip that step, I just want to make sure that you're comfortable with that.
I was comfortable with the informal vote where everybody indicated that they're on board. And since it's unanimous, the board can continue to the date certain. But yeah, I do echo Jeremy's comments about further discussion. It should be limited or nil. So I appreciate it.
Okay, if you're comfortable, I'm comfortable. Thank you.
Okay, great. Sounds like everybody's comfortable. So we, based on a visual nod and raised hand vote, informal vote, we're moving this to July 22nd. We appreciate the public that dialed in today to listen, and apologize for the delay, but please check back on July 22nd for that item to come back up. Okay, let's move on to our next and only remaining item is the approval of the minutes from the May 27th meeting. Do we have comments or a motion to approve those minutes? Commissioner Mendel, do you have a question or are you approving?
I'll move approval.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Bonilla. So Denise, we have a motion to approve the minutes by Commissioner Mendel and a second by Commissioner Bonilla. Can we please call a roll call vote?
Thank you. Commissioner Ali Sullivan.
Aye.
Commissioner Bonilla.
Yes.
Commissioner Goldstein.
Aye.
Commissioner Mendel.
Yes.
Commissioner Okenda.
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens.
Yes.
Chair Roche.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the minutes are approved for May 27th. And let's see, we're moving on to commission reports. Do we have any oral reports from planning and zoning?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I have a couple of things that I wanted to just report out and gauge interest from the commission. The first item is to find out whether the commissioners have any interest in meeting informally to meet with planning staff over a lunchtime or a noontime opportunity to just meet and mingle. Obviously, no work would be discussed. It's not intended to talk about shop. It's intended just to have an opportunity to enjoy one another and give you an opportunity to also meet some of the new staff that we have joining our team. So I wanted to gauge support and find out if there's any interest in the commission in pursuing that. And if so, we'll be happy to set something up later this fall.
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it looks like some head nods and some thumbs up, and sounds like that's something that everybody would be interested in. I know I would. I think after all this time on Zoom, and we haven't even been in the same room, I think that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Sure. The next thing I wanted to, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just said if anyone else wanted to chime in about that, but I'm definitely in agreement on that. All right. Thanks. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Okay. The next thing I wanted to just gauge support or timing is the follow up on the discussion that we had at the last Planning Commission meeting related to potentially having a joint session with City Council. And the date that we are looking at right now is September 21st between the hours of 5 and 7 p.m. It is quite 3 months, almost 3 months in the future. And I know that may be a little bit long from now, but it is on a Tuesday evening. And that wanted to find out whether or not there was availability from the commission from the commissioners and any interest that evening to hold a joint meeting on the housing element discussion, as well as the residential design guideline standards that we had talked about previously.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to maybe, sounds like everyone, I mean, it's so far in the future that, I'm available. Hopefully it'll remain,
Okay.
Put it on my
Availability and interest.
Yeah. So it sounds like that's a good target for everyone.
Perfect. We will work together with the city clerk's office and try to set something up with that. And when the meeting's confirmed, we'll circle back with the commission. Other things that I wanted to point out is that the City Hall, we are officially returning back into the office starting shortly after the 4th of July break. In fact, I just wanted to announce to the commission and members of the public, City Hall will begin a phased reopening. Beginning Tuesday, July 6th, City Hall will be open to the public for limited services between the hours of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. in the afternoon. We will continue that through September, and we will be back to our regular business hours between the 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. starting on September 13th. So just wanted to message that out. I know everyone is really anxious and excited to get back to normal. We are working very collaboratively with the city manager's office and others in the maintenance services division to make sure that we create a safe working environment, not only for employees, but also for members of the public if they decide to come into the permanent center for any other reason. So wanted to message out that we will be formally reopening in a very augmented, reduced form beginning in July.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy. That's it. With nothing else, let's see. We'll move on to commissioner announcements and.
I had a couple more. I wasn't quite done yet. No. All
right, just let me know.
Wait, there's more. There's definitely more.
Keep going, please. Thank you. There's lots of time this evening, so.
Okay. I also wanted to let everyone know that planning commissioner recruitments are due by June 30th. So if anyone has interest, any member of the public has interest in applying to sit on the planning commission, please contact the city clerk's office. In addition, there are, let me look here. Let me get the right information here. If they want more information on recruitment, they can go to hayward-ca.gov/serve, SERVE. Once again, that's hayward-ca.gov/serve. And again, just a friendly reminder that the deadline to apply is at the end of this month on June 30th. And then the last announcement that I wanted to make is related to our next Planning Commission meeting that is scheduled for July 8th. There are two items that are currently scheduled. One is a conditional use permit application for a Starbucks drive-through that will be, agenda will be released next week. The other is for a more significant project. It's the U-Haul redevelopment project out at Point Eden. And I wanted to communicate that starting tomorrow, the environmental impact report documents with all of the attachments will be available on the city's website and available for public review. I would encourage the commissioners to take a look at that. We will be forwarding an email to all of you so you can begin reading. It's pretty, if you haven't had the experience of reading an environmental impact report before, it's a pretty lengthy document, so you may want to caffeine up if you're into coffee or tea. But anyway, it is good reading and it'll provide some good background. But given the length of the document, we wanted to give the commission a little extra time and just let you know that is going to be coming out tomorrow. As well as any member of the public if you have interest. So those are my announcements for tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Jeremy, for all of that. Commissioner announcements. Commissioner Mendel.
So, yeah, thank you. So I just have a question for Jeremy. I'm curious, I got a question I was asked last night about the status of the two Amazon proposals, the one on White Cell and the one on, I guess, Clowder, the old Gillig site. Do you have any idea what the date would be for the White Cell one to go to council and what the date might be for the Clowder one to make it to the Planning Commission?
That you're talking about the West Winton?
West Winton. Thank you, West Winton.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah. The applicant, Amazon, has requested to pause any decisions right now on that site. I think I don't know if they're looking at other options. I wouldn't even be at liberty to disclose that at this point. But I don't really have a whole lot of information that I can relay, honestly. But they have not withdrawn their application. I know that the Planning Commission reviewed that application earlier this year and had a recommendation to City Council, and that action at City Council is still pending. So that's probably the latest information that I can share at this point.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Okenda.
Excuse me, chewing my broccoli. I wanted to just give a shout out to, Ray, among many, many others, but Angela Andrews, Councilmember Angela Andrews, for the Juneteenth event that happened in the interim between our last meeting and now. That was a spectacular public event, and I wanted to ask Ray if he knew how many people were able to get vaccinated, if there's any data or anything to take away. Just wanted to ask you. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I was just curious.
No, it's okay, Zachary. I don't have that information, actually. Sorry about that. But Commissioner Andrews probably does. I unfortunately missed the event, but I heard that it was also quite fantastic.
Yeah. That's all.
All right. All right. Thank you, Commissioner Kenda. I was hoping you were going to bring that up. It was a wonderful event, especially in the heels of the federal government, announcing it as a federal holiday. Now, I thought it was really cool that Hayward jumped on that before, and it was a really special event, and I'm so proud of the city for offering that for the city. Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention the best part of that night was I got to see the chair.
I know. Zachary, you're a lot taller than I really. I mean, I remember you on the Community Services Commission, but we were always sitting. So, it was great to see you there.
Yeah,
and it was really cool. I brought my daughter to her first Juneteenth event. So that was very cool for me. So let's see, Commissioner Goldstein.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Two things. The most important one is happy birthday, Ray. Hope you have a really outstanding, wonderful birthday celebration tonight, whatever you're up to. You won't have to tell us about it when we see you next time, but if you want to.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Of course. And the second thing is Field Day is happening on Saturday. Field Day is the largest national exercise of emergency communication volunteers around the country. So there's an opportunity, if you have any interest, you can come see me and my team. We're scheduled to be over at the Cal State Hayward campus. I know that's not their official name, but bear with me. We'll be showing off not only modern equivalents of 100-year-old technology that have served in every disaster this country has ever seen. So we'll be showing the modern version of that equipment, but we're also going to be demonstrating some newer digital technologies, answering questions. And for those of you that are interested, we'll give you an opportunity to pick up the microphone and talk to someone who could be thousands of miles away. So that's this weekend. It begins at 11 a.m. on Saturday. It continues overnight until Sunday at 11 a.m. I can't promise I'll be awake that whole time, but anytime it suits you, please come by. If I am sleeping, just kick me in the shoes or something. I'll be more than happy to wake up and greet you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any other announcements? No, then, in a miracle of all miracles, we are adjourning our meeting. If nothing else, last call for comments. Okay, we're adjourning our meeting at 7:21 p.m. And I hope everybody has a wonderful evening and gets to take advantage of this daylight out. Happy birthday, Ray.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. Bye.